Guys, you don't have to worry anymore. I'm the power-up police, and I'm here to solve this mystery for ya.
What?
Honestly, when I said that out loud, that was a lot more cringy than I thought it would be. But without further ado, sol to everyone out there, and let's talk about the biggest mystery in Madden 23, and that's whether or not there's going to be power-ups in the game. Now, this has been a hot topic of conversation on Twitter and on YouTube because of the fact that EA Sports revealed some cards for Madden 23, and they did not have the power-up symbol. So as you guys can see on the screen, here are a number of random players that have been revealed so far for Madden 23. Of course, we got the running backs. Those cards came out first, and you know what? It was conceivable that maybe EA Sports made the mistake, and they were like, oh shoot, we forgot to add power-ups, and they would have added them for the next cards. But what do you know, on the cards that released yesterday and the cards that released today, there was still no power-up item to be found on any of the players that had been revealed. And given how much this was talked about by people in the Madden community, I don't think this was a mistake by EA Sports. I think this was intentional, and they're not going to be bringing back power-ups for Madden 23. But I'm sure there's people out there that might want a bit more hard evidence, so the policeman right here is going to report back to you guys. As you guys can see on the screen, these are some of the players that were revealed for Madden 22 and Madden 21. Of course, EA Sports basically did the exact same thing. They tweeted out photos of the cards for the core elites. And if you guys look at the bottom of the screen, you guys will see that those players had the power-up symbol on their cards. All the core elites revealed in Madden 22, all the core elites revealed in Madden 21, they all had the power-up symbol on the bottom of their card, which essentially means the card is power-up eligible. But this year, like I said before, there is no semblance of the power-up symbol on any of the core elites that have been revealed so far, as well as any of the other players we've seen. None of the other players we've seen, whether they were some of the 87 overall cards in the pre-order, or they were some of the rookie premieres, and none of those players had the power-up symbol. Now, was this a mistake by EA, or is this something that's actually going to be a change in Madden 23? And if this is a change in Madden 23, how would it go down? I've got some ideas for you that are kind of backed up by some of the other confirmed changes we know of for the game. So first thing to talk about is whether or not I personally think this was a mistake by EA Sports or something they are doing intentionally, and of course that they're not going to be adding power-ups in the game. And in my personal opinion, I think this was intentional. I think they're not going to be adding power-ups for Madden 23, and personally, I think it's a good thing. If we take a look back at Madden 22, there weren't really many changes made to Madden Ultimate Team. Of course, we got new cards. Of course, we got a new interface. It looked kind of different, but otherwise, when you actually look at what changed for Madden 22, there wasn't much. Halftime adjustments were one of them. That got taken out of the game pretty quickly. I think they added stat tracking as well, and maybe they added more rerolls than they did in Madden 21, but overall, there weren't really many changes. So the fact that we kind of know of the field pass, we know they're changing up strategy items, and the fact that they might not be having power-ups in Madden 23, it seems like the game could be a little bit different. I think it was intentional. I think there's not going to be power-ups. Here are 4 ramifications of this change in the game. Okay, so the first one right here is kind of going to tie into something that we've seen a little bit of news for Madden 23, and that's the fact that strategy items could be more powerful for the game. And now, if you guys have been following the channel, you know that I've talked about strategy items probably getting buffed up and boosted for Madden 23. As you guys can see on the screen, this is kind of a graphic that was leaked, and kind of what it looks to show is it looks to show that not only are we going to be getting common, uncommon, and rare strategy items, but we also could be getting a purple strategy item in Madden 23, which would be more powerful than the blue one, of course the green one, and then the gray one. And that would kind of make sense. If they're taking out power-ups in the game, that's going to be kind of taking out one way you can boost up your players, but if they're adding strategy items that are more powerful, that's kind of another way you can boost up the cards. So one goes away, one gets increased, and to me, that kind of seems to make logical sense. If they're taking out a way to boost up your cards and adding a new one, that would make sense. So that's going to be kind of the first effect of taking out power-ups in the game. I would say it seems pretty likely that strategy items are going to get boosted, and then of course a counter move would be taking out power-ups to make sure that it's not too easy to boost up your cards to the max. Now, change number 2, this is another one that's basically 100% guaranteed to be coming into the game, and that's going to be that new level up / field pass rewards should be noticeable. As you guys can see right here, if we take a look at the level up system, you get a lot of power-up passes, and I'm assuming all you guys know this, and it's pretty self-explanatory by the title, but power-up passes are kind of something associated with powering up players, and they allow you guys to get higher overall cards without spending coins. And if we take a look at our levels right here, for every few levels, you're going to be getting a power-up pass in the game. Level 40, level 36, level 44, level 50. You're getting a lot of power-up passes by going through your level up system. So I'm really hoping that they get creative, that they use those slots right here to add some more more creative rewards. So by taking out power-up passes, you're taking out a large number of rewards that EA Sports has put into the level up system. So hopefully they get creative, hopefully they give us some new packs that we've never seen before or new rewards we've never seen. And of course, this all kind of seems to be tying in together. It seems like EA Sports is going to be changing up the reward system because there might be a new field pass coming into the game next year. If you don't know what field pass is, I will link a video in the description where I talk about that. It's kind of like a battle pass, could be kind of cool. We'll see how they do it, but again, it seems like they're changing up a lot of stuff. And now getting back on track right here, let's talk about ramification number 3 that could be associated with taking out power-up passes in the game. Now this is one that I've seen a lot of people kind of talking about a little bit over on Twitter, and it basically says that every single card that comes into the game can be power-up. As we actually get a pretty fire pull right here, that's going to quick sell for 50k coins. You'll love to see it, but like I was saying, what this change would essentially mean, now this isn't guaranteed, but what this could mean is it could be similar to like the Derrick Henry quarterback card for 0 chill, the Isaiah Simmons card for 0 chill, and basically the way those cards worked is you got a player that was, I want to say, a 96 overall, and if you wanted to get the card up to a 97, you went to the upgrades, and instead of needing to power him up, you put in like a certain amount of training, and his overall went up by 1. Now what this would essentially mean is every single card in Madden 23 would be power up eligible. You could power up any player by simply putting in training. I think it could be cool. I don't really know how likely it would be for this change to truly happen into the game. I feel like EA Sports probably isn't going to go down that route. Of course they could prove me wrong, most certainly they could, but I don't think that they're likely to go down this route. They could though, they definitely could. And then another thing that I have just seen tons of talk about on Twitter is going to be something called a parallel system. Now the way a parallel system would work in Madden 23 is similar to MLB The Show. Now I personally don't play MLB The Show, so I had to do a little bit of research here to see how this truly works, but basically the way a parallel system works is it's a way to upgrade players by playing with them in game. So it's kind of like a way to prestige out your cards. Let's say for example we're using this 93 Jalen Petrie on our team. There might be like a parallel tab right here, and essentially for completing objectives like getting a certain amount of interceptions with this card, getting a certain amount of tackles, fumbles, all that good stuff, you would then be able to get some like small boosts on the player. So let's say for example you ended up getting maybe 5 forced fumbles in online games. I would hope that these aren't going to be in solo challenges. It would be really easy to get these players maxed out if you can use solo. So let's say we're talking online games though, maybe for getting 5 forced fumbles you get like +2 hit power or something, or for getting like a certain amount of interceptions maybe you get like +2 to catching, +2 to spec catch, maybe even a boost to speed. That could be kind of crazy. So we'll see what EA Sports ends up doing. I feel like parallels would be a kind of big change to the game. It'd be kind of cool in my opinion to allow you guys to boost up your players by playing in game. And of course MLB The Show is one of the most popular sports games out there right now, so if that game is doing it and they're successful, I wouldn't be surprised if EA Sports is watching the competition and they're like, you know what, we can't come up with creative ideas on our own, but MLB The Show is doing really well, so we might as well implement some of their stuff. And that's kind of the whole situation that we got right here with power-ups in the game. I'd be really curious if you guys want to let me know down below in the comment section whether or not you think power-ups will be in Madden 23, and then what you think some of the effects or changes that they might be doing by taking out power-ups or adding in some new power-up system could end up looking like in game. If you want to see some more Madden 23 content, click right here. I think you'll enjoy that video, and until next time, I'm out. Peace.